Grab your snacks, yeah, dim the lights. We're diving deep into the wildest nights.
Hey y'all, my Eyes Reacts back at it again. Hope you guys have been well. Welcome to my moment of the week from Beyond the Gates. This is going to be from last week. Last week, as you know, was a shortened week due to March Madness, but that does not mean there was not any drama. So here we go with the moment of the week. Okay, for those of y'all who have been watching and you already know what's going on with Leslie and her shouse. I don't know why I can't never remember that. I'm so glad I did. Her shouse child that she is building across the street in Fairmont Crest from Vernon and Anita Dupree. She has in her mind that if she builds this house, which is a mashup of studio and house put together, and she is across the street from the community's most prominent members, that this is going to give her some credibility and respect. And for those of y'all who know how prominence works, that recipe is not going to get you any prominence or respect, especially when you show up as the homewrecker to the child of the community's most prominent citizens. It's not gonna work, baby girl. And two, you're doing it in a spirit of, I don't want to say hate, because I don't think she's quite at hate, but she's close. So you're not even going in there with the best intentions. So you know what they say about, the worst laid plans. So Leslie has been notified that construction on her house has been halted. And as usual, because she has zero people skills, zero understanding of how business, especially construction, works, she called Eva to try to get basically to get Eva to find out what the problem is. Because Leslie shows up, but Leslie doesn't do anything to try to get any information. She just wants to keep talking about all this money that she has, and everybody knows she got it from Anita. Like, you didn't work for it. And one thing with people who have old money, people who are, working with generational wealth, since everybody likes to throw that term around, they have zero respect for people who don't come from a lineage of people earning the money. They have zero respect for these athletes, zero respect for lottery winners, zero respect for people who didn't get it out the mud, so to speak, and haven't always had it. Because the first thing they do is they just spend. People who are operating in generational wealth don't spend the money, they spend the interest they're earning on the money. For those of y'all who know, they're not going out and making $5 million and just spend the $5 million. They'll make the $5 million invested and then live off the interest that the $5 million is bringing in. So if you got that coming from 5 or 10 different pots, you can live well, which is how they have generational wealth. But anyway, so Leslie has called Eva to try to help her find out why construction has been halted. Eva gets there. The foreman is already, all this takes place at Orphy Jeans. The foreman is already there. Leslie comes in, trying to throw a weight around, and you're going to do what I tell you, and this and that, and the woo. And he was like, hold the hell on. I don't have to do anything today because you still going to have to pay us because you contracted us to build this for you. You told me what you wanted. I created plans. You didn't like those plans. You made me go back and do new plans to your specifications, even though I told you the city was never going to approve these plans. And here we are. They have not approved these plans. But because we're under contract, you still got to pay me. So whether you fix it or not, I don't really give a damn because I'm still going to get my check. And if I don't, we're going to be in court. This is how this works. So the foreman tells Leslie, that he was able to get in contact with the inspector, and that the inspector has agreed to meet, to try to see what they can work out. Okay, so here Leslie again, not knowing how things work, automatically assumed it was gonna be a man showing up. Some, some screech looking white dude, and she was gonna be able to flash a little cleavage and a couple of dollars and get her way. No, ma'am. Suge Avery showed up in there. Imagine Suge Avery with a business brain. That's what showed up, and needless to say, Leslie got nothing. The more Eva tried to tell her to be quiet and let her speak, the more Leslie wanted to run ramshot over the whole situation and got nowhere. Meanwhile, put a pin in that real quick. Again, I told y'all we're at Orphe Jeans. Meanwhile, all of this is going down. Who is in Orphe Jeans with a front row seat to the foolishness and the effery? None other than Kat. Kat is there trying to grind on. Well, I'm not even gonna say grind because I completely understand her wanting to have a chit chat with Kyle to see what's going on because she know her mama ain't working in her right mind. So Kat wants to get with Kyle to try to figure out, what his intentions are, so she can try to get some kind of idea of what this mess is her mama done made. So while that's going on, she got a front row seat to this Leslie drama. Now, leading up to the moment of the week, I'm getting there, but I had to give y'all the context and the groundwork so the rest of this will make sense for those of y'all who watch. So Leslie over there, you know what I'm saying, making a complete fool of herself. The more Eva tell her to shut the hell up, the more she want to talk. She keeps talking to the point she pisses off the inspector, and the inspector leave. She was like, she was not, at this point, there's no opportunity to fix this. You're going to start over. See, if Leslie had to just shut the hell up, went in there with a little reverence, a little respect, you know what I'm saying, in a sense of, you know what I'm saying, camaraderie, and we could try to work this out, you would be way ahead of where you are. Now you got to start over, which means you're gonna pay these people to do nothing while you pay this architect again to write you new plans. You're going to pay again to submit them for review and hopefully approval by the city. You wasting money, Leslie. You burning up money from this trust that you already know is not going to be refunded. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to continue to be funded because Anita was like, I'm cutting the money off. So you better hope them investments, you know what I'm saying, that, you got continue to pay off because there ain't no new blood. So keep in mind, all of this is going on the heels of Eva finding out about Leslie booking all of these venues in an effort to get her married off to Isaiah, but the real intention is to make sure that Chelsea and Madison don't have the wedding they want because Chelsea is Anita's granddaughter. Like, this doesn't even make sense. Chelsea ain't done nothing to you. I personally don't think Chelsea and Madison is getting married anyway, but that's besides the point. We get to that later. So Eva already felt some kind of way about that. Then you come in here and do this nonsense. Plus, 2 days before, she had to, try to broker some peace between her and all these folk at the clinic. Because Leslie don't want to do no work, but she want all the credit. So Eva's like, you know what, Mom? I'm tired of going through this with you. You don't listen. You don't even want to get out of this cycle that you in. You can't force people to respect you, especially when you keep doing all this devious, underhanded foolishness. Because at this point, the stuff is just so stupid, everybody can see through it. Hell, Isaiah ain't known her but 10 minutes and he started cleaning through that shit. So she like, you know what? Next time, don't call me for nothing. Don't call me for nothing. Don't call me for nothing. And oh yeah, by the way, if I want to talk to you, I'll call you, maybe. Grabs her coat and her purse and proceeds to walk out. But now to get out, she has to pass Kat. Here comes the moment of the week. Now, for everybody who's been watching this from the beginning, everybody, you know what I'm saying, is on, you know what I'm saying, we can't stand Kat, we can't stand Kat. Why she, you know what I'm saying, why she don't just want to accept Eva as her sister, this, that, and the fourth. Okay. Nobody wants to, you know what I'm saying, talk about how Eva and Leslie showed up. But I might have to get into that in a give y'all like a whole history of Eva and Kat. If y'all want me to do that, let me know in the comment section, and we'll do a live stream on that. So for her to leave, she has to go past Kat. Kat looking at her like, I told you your mama ain't shit. Eva looking like, yeah, it's getting harder to ignore. Now, moment of the week. I've been saying for the last 2 weeks or so that I personally don't think that Kat's I don't think Kat hates Eva. She really, really, really don't like her. But the aside of how she showed up and all of that, the real reason Kat can't stand that broad is because she keep riding with her fucked up mama. She keep riding with Leslie. She know Leslie out here doing shit she ain't got no business doing. She know Leslie, you know what I'm saying, put people's lives in jeopardy, but she keep riding with her. I understand that's your mama and all of that, and we get it. But at some point, you either gonna be a good person or you gonna ride with your fucked up mama. Because if this Eva, you can't do both. We've been watching you for a year and a half try to do both, baby. It ain't gonna work. Your mama don't want to change and do better. She don't want to atone for nothing. Even if the Lord said, Leslie, let me holler at you. If you truly atone and really repent and own up to what you're doing, I'll give you Ted. She still wouldn't do it. She was trying to flam God and Jesus. Leslie don't want to do better. So since you know that, Eva, you're going to have to decide. You're going to either not be shit with your mama or you're going to be decent without her. But both is not going to do it. But I guarantee you, if she put her mama on the shelf, put in the deep freezer, she could get somewhere with Kat. So which one you want? You want this continuous cycle you got going on with your mama, or you want a real family, including your sister? Either you got some choices to make. That's all I'm saying. You got some choices to make. And for me, I'm calling this the moment of the week, because if you've really been paying attention and you really been watching this, you saw exactly what I saw. You saw it. So if you did, let me know in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. If you have not, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I will see y'all on the next one. Take care. Be safe. And above all, enjoy life behind the gates.